a nice common area. The staff is most important, and we have easily the best staff around. I mean, at the front desk I have my wife and my sister-in-law, and Renee and Celeste. Celeste is a tennis pro and works at the front desk, and it's just, I mean, the level of service is top-notch. My wife and my sister-in-law have been in retail their whole life. They do a lot of work with the pro shop. They know how to deal with people, and you know, people come in a club just because they're at the front desk. It doesn't hurt that they're pretty. And then as far as our tennis staff is concerned, everyone on our staff has at least 2 or 3 certifications, PTR, USPTA, high performance training. They also go through training under tennis addiction philosophy that we teach. We have Ryan Gargulio, who is a top player in Middle States and a top teacher. We have Wassel Manko, who's played #1 for LaSalle and has been in at tennis addiction for 20 years. Like I mentioned, we have David DeLucia, who was on the pro tour. Greg Barkley, former 2-time winner of Pro of the Year, and ran DuPont Country Club for years, and the Health Plus at Springfield. Celeste played high school tennis with me. She's been with us for 15 years. Cookie Marinella, who runs our 10 and under program, has been with us for 20 years. We have some young kids, Jeff Reitenauer and Jared Howlett and Nate Schwartz, and they're sort of, you know, junior pros that have worked their way up through our program, played in our program, and now they work with us. Matt Bonds is a full-time school teacher and one of my students when he was younger, and he works with us and runs our junior program in the summer. Trying to see if I forgot anybody, I apologize. But we do continuing education. I'm the vice president of the USPTA, which is the Tennis Teachers Professional Association. And I am on the board of for the workshop, the yearly workshop, the annual workshop, and I present at the workshop. So Tennis Addiction presents at the workshop every year. We are into continuing education. I've attended Emilia Sanchez Vicario School in Naples, Florida. I've been to conferences all over the world, and I bring back the information and give it to my staff. Our level of expertise is so high at tennis addiction that even though we have a lot of fun, it's guaranteed that your child will learn how to play tennis at our club the correct way.
I mean, when you and I were discussing it, I mean, we devised a 12-week program, and that was based on, you know, pretty much every single shot in tennis. So you're talking about off the ground, you're talking forehands and backhands. You're talking transition with volleys and transitioning to the net. You're talking serves and returns, and then putting all of those things together, you're talking match play. So each week it's kind of progressive. You'd work on forehands one week, you work on the technical aspect of it, and then how it applies, you know, how you're going to use that in terms of tactics. We talk about rituals and routines and what your terms you're going to do for returns as you go towards as match play. And then the physical component is really important for our kids. And we were fortunate to have, when I was at the USDA, have the director of coaching education and sports science, Mark Kovacs, come out and talk to the pros and our juniors for a lot of things that we did with the best juniors in the US in terms of conditioning. Because that last part, I mean, as they're playing, if the conditioning breaks down, a lot of things break down. Technique breaks down. Their mental capacity is out there struggling with themselves on the court breaks down as well. So that last component is vital. So the 12 weeks is done progressively. You know, we work on teaching a technique, the footwork that goes along with it, the tactics that go along with it. You know, and it's been great. The kids have been gaining confidence. I think the more times we go through it, you know, I mean, it's amazing. Some of the kids that come only once a week, we're hitting one of those themes once a week for those kids, and then we're building on them. The foundation's really important, and I was big on that, the fundamentals. People say, you know, you talk so much about, you know, the technique. It's fundamental, and you need that base to keep progressing in terms of levels. So whatever level the kid wants to go to, or you know, the junior wants to go to, they're capable of it. I mean, the levels go all the way up past professional, you know, in terms of learning in life. But without that strong foundation, it's tough to build levels.
Well, we start out with maybe 5 and 6-year-olds and a 10 and under, and then it goes to 7 and 8-year-olds, and then it is 10 and under. And we use the 10 and under USTA format of teaching them, the ABCs, which is agility, balance, and coordination. So it's a lot like a school curriculum and a gym class. And the kids are taught the things that they need to know to be able to hit a tennis ball, but also the things that they need to do to be athletic in a sport. Then we move up to the next group, which are sort of like the intermediates. Maybe it's an all levels group, and these are the kids that haven't played tennis. Maybe they played another sport. They get the basics. Then we move them up into more of an advanced group, and it becomes more of a tournament training where the kids will be playing match play and or tournaments or playing on junior team tennis at our club. And then it works its way up to the elite, and they're the kids that are ranked, the kids that are going to go to college, the kids are going to play, you know, really serious tournaments, and they're going to travel. And we also have kind of an adjunct program, like a high school program for all high school kids, whether they're JV or varsity, whether they're #1 on the team, and they're all broken down into categories and levels so they can train with people of the same ability level and maybe even the same age. Big things in our program are we teach the entire child. We don't just teach the tennis part of the child. We're affiliated right now with a junior leadership initiative called CITRUS, C-I-T-R-S. It's character, integrity, trust, relationships equals success. A lot of it has to do with whether the kids have their priorities straight, whether they understand that a tennis addiction, it's important for you to have relationships with the other kids on the court. It's important for you to respect the people that teach you. It's important for you to be honest on a tennis court and give full effort. And if in addition to all that, you succeed as a tennis player, well, that's just a bonus. But we don't sacrifice any of the character stuff or any of the personal stuff for just results on a tennis court.